Kohalo Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Yahushai Racha Kwadash. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your servant Yashar with an epistle. We have Canadian news. The province of Ontario pauses reopening, outlines policy for certain workers. Ontario will pause all further reopening, start offering third shots to vulnerable populations, and require health and education workers to get vaccinated against the virus or take regular tests. Jumping down a paragraph, the government says it will pause any further lifting of public health restrictions and will remain in step 3 of its reopening plan, maintaining capacity limits on businesses and other settings. It also says transplant recipients, patients with certain cancers, and long-term care and retirement home residents will be offered third doses starting as early as this week. Meanwhile, employers in health and education will need to have policies that ask staff to disclose their vaccination status, which is wild. That goes to show you how these laws that are enacted, that's supposed to be private medical information. But that goes to show you that you're a slave. Anyways, continuing on, and require those who are unvaccinated to take an education session and be subject to regular tests. Thankfully, I've never had to receive test, but from what I've seen on YouTube clips and from the testimonials I've heard of certain individuals, it's not pleasant having some sort of Q-tip shoved up your nose, touching or going past your blood-brain barrier. Like, that's just thinking about it and visualizing it, that's straight up wickedness. Anyways, the policy stopped short of mandating vaccines for workers in frontline, high-risk jobs, something health worker groups and other advocates had been calling for. As of Wednesday, province has also expanded eligibility for the Pfizer BioNTech Biology and Technology to children born in 2009 who will turn 12 this year. So a decent amount of information. So the whole reopening plans that got all these sheep on the left-hand side all excited is now, that's done away with. They're offering third booster shots, which is absolutely wild. And then if you decide to go up against it, you're going to have to go to a propaganda session and be subject to This is why this place needs to go, man. This place is just built and rooted on wickedness. Job 9 and 24, man. I'm going to keep bringing that out as long as Yahweh Elshai allows me to. The world is given unto the hands of the wicked, truly, man. Truly, if the righteous were in authority, the people would rejoice. The people aren't rejoicing. So let's get the scripts and bounce. This is 1 John 5 and 19. And we know that we are of Yahweh wa Yahushai, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. This is just wickedness. Where in the scriptures does it say thou shalt take a vaccination as soon as it comes available? When did it not say never trust an enemy? Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, I believe, or 10 and 12, one or the other. But it's like, why does that all of a sudden change because of this pandemic? A cheetah will always be a cheetah. It says in scripture that you can't make straight what the Most High made crooked. The ultimate crook is Esau Edom. This is just a waste of like, I would say it's a waste of time, but it's part of prophecy, so it's not. But like, this is just smoke and mirrors and fucking theatrics. Like, this really is what Esau's about, man. Just having this world in wickedness, doing wicked things, doing their best to try to make the elect go astray and get forsaken by Yahweh Yahushua, but it's not happening. The elect are a special group of people. As it says in scripture, if possible, it would deceive the very elect. If it were possible, but it's not. So this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly. Circumspectly meaning you have your head on a pivot. You're looking at everything. You're reading American news, Canadian news, global news. You know what's going on in this country, that country. So you could bring information and use your talent to warn the people, right? Blow the trumpet. How do we blow the trumpet? Well, first, in order for you to want to blow the trumpet, you have to see danger. And then when you see that danger, you blow the trumpet. It's the same thing with this. You see information that could be important to edifying the body, you bring it out to the best of your ability, no matter what your talents are. That you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, right? Malak Yahushai, Malak meaning king, said that we need to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. A serpent, basically a dragon, is of the highest intelligence level. A dove is known for its elegance, but also learning to be just harmless. But when you combine the two and you get the dove-like dragon, that's a force to be reckoned with. And that's how we're supposed to be wise, by following the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, but also, because I was reading about King Hezekiah, the power of prayer, man. Because all of Israel was surrounded by the enemy, and the first thing that King Hezekiah did was he went and he prayed. And then through that prayer, through that belief, through that faith, because ultimately a king is a servant to his people. We like to think it's the other way around, which you can look at it from that point of view, but a king is his only concern, a righteous king, his only concern is the welfare of his people. But anyways, he prayed for the welfare of his people, and an angel was sent, and it slayed like so many of the enemy that they were sent back to their own land in shame. And then on top of that, the same king that came up against King Hezekiah, he ended up getting assassinated, and I believe his son was involved. So can you imagine that? But what's the point of that? The point is the power of prayer is beyond our comprehension. And that if you truly want something done, man, and you truly believe, prayer is the way to go, man. So anyways, it says here, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Eve means times, and ill means bad. So how do we redeem the time? Well, first, let's look up that word redeem. It says here,
Strong's G, 1805, exagerazo. Exagerazo.
exagerazo. And, oh shit, hold on one sec. Oh, okay, here. By payment of price to recover from the power, buy off. The one that makes most sense would be A, which says to make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good. All right, so it's like, that's how, and how do we redeem the times, man? By blowing the trumpet, staying on our, not just our P's and Q's, but the whole alphabet, man. Acknowledging that everything is done through the power and glory of Yahweh Yahushai. And also keeping up with these news articles, man, because like I realized something, that a lot of the people that inhabit, especially these Western countries, They really don't know what the fuck's going on. But they could tell you who won the 53rd Super Bowl. They could tell you the MVP of a 1996 Chicago Bulls game, but they can't tell you what's going on. So we gotta do that job. Abarataza, we are of the elect. So with that, I hope y'all were edified. Shalom.